let's talk seeds. Genetics. Genetics is one of the most important factors in your grow setup that you can do, that you can spend money on. If you're going to spend money, spend it in genetics. All right, genetics is where it's at. All right, so I play in a band, and one of my old sound men, he used to tell me, if it goes in shit, it comes out shit, and you can't fix shit. All right, so it's same thing with genetics. All right, if you have some shitty genetics, those plants are only going to get as good as the shitty genetics allows the plant to. Okay, so if you get really good genetics and you don't hit a home run, you're still going to be pretty good because you have good genetics. All right, if you have shitty genetics, you can hit a home run and it still would be shitty. All right, so I hope you get that. Genetics is everything. Do your research. Find good genetics. I'm going to give you guys some genetics that I deal with, that I've been dealing with over the years. Now that Maryland has opened up, a lot of places are going to be selling genetics. Actually, I know a few people that have smoke shops that are going to be selling genetics as well, and I have to talk to them first about pushing their name on the channel, but I'm pretty sure they won't mind. But I'm going to hold off for now, and we will affiliate with other people as those times come with the channel. I'm not going to try to push anything out there that doesn't want to be out there yet, so I just want to make sure and clarify first and talk to these people first before we bring them in on the channel. So we're going to have some guest people on here. We're going to talk to a lot of different customers that I have. I have a few customers already that are having me come over and set up some grow spaces. So we're going to be doing videos of all these setups. We're going to go through what we're doing. We're going to be going through the spaces that they're going to be using, and what we're going to be doing with the spaces to optimize the best that we can for these plants. As far as seeds go, you can order seeds online. My recommendation is to order within the U.S. Don't go outside of the U.S. There is a lot of farms and breeders outside the U.S. and they run a lot of deals and stuff, and you can get a lot of seeds overseas as well. They take a little longer to get here, but you can also get ripped off overseas a lot more than you can here in the States. So if you order something here in the States, usually insurances can cover it, whatever you order it from, or whatever, insurance packages or whatever. Always check and test a dealer or a breeder product first before you place a big order. Order a couple small orders from them first. Get your product. Maybe run a few runs of the product just to see before you go and spend a lot of money with a certain breeder. As far as seeds go, there are different types of seeds that you can buy now on the market. You have regular a regular photo plant is just a light sensitive plant. All right, so a cannabis plant is light sensitive normally, which means that as the daytime hours get longer and longer in the spring, the growth of the plant continues to grow and grow and grow, stronger and harder. At the summer solstice, the 21st of June, which is the longest daylight time of the year here in Maryland, so that is your longest day period. After the 21st of June, the sun starts setting about 3 minutes earlier every day. And with that setting earlier every day, you get less and less light that comes out every day. So that triggers light sensitive plants like cannabis to start flowering. That is what starts the flowering mode of a plant. So the cutting back of the hours of daylight triggers the flowering of the plant. So the plant knows that winter's coming. Now fall is here. Winter's coming. It has to seed. It has to produce to be able to come back next year because it's getting ready to die. And that's what the plant is thinking. So it pushes its energy now and stops growing as much, although it will stretch and still grow a little. It'll start pushing its energy into budding and flowering. When we use cannabis, when we smoke cannabis, when we get concentrates from flower of cannabis, it is only the female flower that we use. The male flower is only pollen. It is not smokable. It is not good, and it will seed your females. So we do not want males when we are growing cannabis for flower to use. So having a male and having seeds produce take up a lot of space in the buds. It makes them heavier, and it takes away the density of your flower. So it's not desired to grow seeds unless you are breeding. And if you want to breed, then you breeding for the seeds and you're not breeding for the buds. All right, so it's either one or the other. You can get seeds out of buds, and we'll go into all that later, okay? But that is a regular photoperiod seed. You will have males and you will have females. 50-50 is about the ratio. If you plant 100 seeds, you're going to have around 50 males and you're going to have around 50 females. That's about the average. Now, if you buy 4 seeds and you get 3 females and 1 male, don't say, hey Brian, you were wrong, okay? Because the less you do, the less percentages it's going to hit. But the more you do, the more that 50-50 is going to hit on. So if you do 100 of them, I promise you it's going to be close. If you did 1,000 of them, I promise you it's going to be even closer. All right? So if you don't believe me, try taking a penny and flipping it 100 times and counting which time it goes to heads and what time it goes to tails. It's just a 50-50 pick. All right? So photoperiod, regular seeds have male, they have female, and they need to be cut back on hours to flower. All right, that's a regular photoperiod seed. Then you have feminized seeds. A feminized seed is a seed that has been only feminized. So what happens with a breeder is they use a product, it's called silver, and they can put it on the buds as it's growing, and what it does is it cancels the male hormone in the production process, and it only produces female seeds. This was a game changer in the growing cannabis, to be able to cut out all the males and be able to just buy feminine seeds. So when you buy feminine seeds, just about 9 out of 10 are going to be female. Sorry guys, the neighbor's dog's barking. But again, not 100%. Don't be mad at a breeder if you do get a male in there, or if one actually seeds a little bit or has some male, hermaphrodites. All right, plants can be hermaphrodites too. They can be both male and female, and we can get into that again later down the road. All right, so that feminine seeds are really good to get into because you know what you're buying. Each seed you buy, you're going to be able to use, so it's not half of them you're buying are a waste. All right, so when you buy seeds from breeders, usually regular seeds that have males and females are a little cheaper because they know you're going to be throwing away the males. So they tend to be half price sometimes. You get deals on the regular seeds. The feminized seeds cost more money. Usually they're around $10 a seed. They can be more, they can be less. It's about an average for $10 a seed for a feminized female seed. They will grow what you want. Now, they still are photoperiods. They still need to be cut back and light. So they still follow under like a photoperiod. They're just feminized and not male or female. Okay. Then you have autoflowers now. Okay. And what an autoflower is it is a seed that has been bred to be able to not be light sensitive. All right. So the autoflowers do not need a light cycle that cuts back and gets shorter and shorter to start budding. The autoflower is bred and designed to automatically start budding and flowering at a certain designated time. So it is designed to flower on its own. It'll flower in full daylight. If you left the lights on 24 hours a day, it'll still do its thing. It'll still flower. Problem with autoflowers is they tend to be a lot smaller. The yields are smaller because they don't grow as big before they start flowering. And usually, on an average, autoflowers start budding around 30 days. They'll grow for about 30 days to 45 days, and then they will switch over to their flowering cycle. Usually, autoflowers take about 3 months to 4 months, somewhere in that range of time from planting the seed to harvest. So they are a very short period of time. The other feminines and the photoperiods, you can flower them whenever you want to. You can grow for 30 days and still flower them and still produce photoperiods like autos, but you still need to cut the light back. Or you can let them grow to be bigger. You can let them grow 2, 3, 4 months in veg and then flip them to flower, and then you'd have a really big plant in flowers then too. So that's the differences in your seeds. That's the differences in your time frames and the sizes of the plants that you're going to get out of the three. The feminized and the regular seeds are pretty much the same, other than one's just female and one could be male and one's female. So your regular seeds, not female, are going to have the best genetics. The females, the feminized seeds, tend to lose a little bit of the genetics because they're messing with DNA. Okay, autoflowers tend to be a little less than all of that as well. All right, autoflowers can tend to be a little larvae, a little loose. The buds, they don't get as tight and compact. You don't get really big colas with the autoflowers, although there's a lot of breeders out there now that are really stepping up the game with these autoflowers. And we're going to get into autoflowers later, because I just started messing with the autoflowers again probably about 4 years ago, and I'm really liking the autoflowers now. I tried autoflowers probably 10-15 years ago, and I hated them. They sucked back then, but now the breeders are getting really good with them, and you need to try the autoflowers. All right, we'll get into autoflowers later, but that's an autoflower. So you have your regulars, you have your feminized seeds, and you have your autoflower seeds. All right, those are the 3 different kinds of seeds that you can purchase.